What's holding you back from success? Is it talent or luck? No, the biggest obstacle is often your own ego. Ego blinds us, makes us arrogant when we win, and fragile when we fail. Nearly everyone struggles with their ego at some point in their lives. Trust me, this ego can be the biggest barrier to your success and happiness. But what if you could silence it? Could you turn ego from your enemy into your greatest ally? Today, we're diving into a powerful book called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. This book challenges us to rethink our assumptions about ourselves and shows us how our ego often gets in the way of achieving our goals. Understanding this concept is not just interesting. It's essential for personal and professional growth as well. For anyone looking to achieve more in life, overcoming ego can be the first step. So, let's explore how we can tame our ego and lead a more fulfilling life. Ryan Holiday starts the book by emphasizing that ego is not just about being arrogant. It's the inner voice that tells you, I deserve more. I'm better than this. Failure isn't my fault. Ego stops you from learning, growing, and staying humble. It destroys your potential. It's deeply rooted in our desire to be seen, acknowledged, and validated by others. Ego is the silent killer, and that's why so many talented people never reach greatness. Imagine a time when you felt undervalued or overlooked. That feeling often fuels the ego, making us overly defensive or entitled. But the truth is, your ego can lead you to believe that you are better than you really are. And this can hinder your progress in numerous ways. The first key lesson from the book is to recognize the 3 stages of life where ego can influence you. Aspiration, success, and failure. In times of aspiration, ego makes us assume we know everything. We might ignore advice from others simply because we think we know better. But in reality, listening and learning from others can propel us further than we could ever go alone. Real winners stay students. They listen, they grind, they outwork everyone. For example, consider a young athlete who refuses to listen to their coach. They may have talent, but without guidance, they may never reach their true potential. So, stay hungry and stay humble. Next, the stage of success can be the most dangerous for the ego. Once we achieve a certain level of success, our ego might convince us that we are invincible. It can make us complacent, preventing further growth. You stop improving, but true legends stay paranoid. They know success is temporary. Think about a successful business owner who stops innovating after their initial success. This stops their business from evolving and adapting to changing markets. On the flip side, when we face failure, our ego often leads to denial. It makes you fragile. Instead of accepting our mistakes, we might blame external factors or others. This refusal to acknowledge our errors can lead to repeated mistakes. Growth comes from owning your mistakes. A personal story comes to my mind here. I once failed a critical exam and spent weeks blaming the teacher for not preparing us properly. But ultimately, the real lesson came when I took responsibility and started studying differently. Ryan Holiday stresses the importance of humility throughout all these phases. That's the second key message. Humility allows us to stay open to learning, growing, and changing. It helps us put aside our ego to seek genuine feedback. Look at successful figures in history, like Abraham Lincoln. He surrounded himself with people who challenged his ideas rather than just agreeing with him. Lincoln understood that diverse opinions enrich decision-making. The third lesson is to find a mentor. Mentors can help keep our ego in check and provide valuable insights. Imagine navigating your career without guidance. It can be overwhelming. Having someone to reflect on your journey can make a world of difference. Remember, even the most successful people lean on mentors for advice. Now let's touch on the idea of service. Holiday encourages us to serve others instead of seeking self-promotion. This perspective not only shifts the focus away from ourselves, but also builds connection and community. When we help others succeed, we indirectly pave a path for our own success. Think about it. When was the last time you helped someone without expecting anything in return? That act of kindness can open doors for you in unexpected ways. Finally, the last takeaway focuses on the idea of continuous improvement Regardless of where you are in life, there's always room for growth. Now let's defeat our ego with these powerful strategies. Practice silence. Talk less, do more. Ego loves to boast, but real confidence is quiet. Focus on actions, not words. Become a lifelong student. No matter how much you achieve, stay curious. The moment you think you know everything, you lose. Measure yourself against a higher standard. Don't compete with others. Compete with your potential. Are you really giving your best? Ego is the enemy, but you are the solution. Every great leader, athlete, and artist had to conquer their ego to rise. The question is, will you let ego control you, or will you crush it? Stay humble and claim your destiny. Always remember that ego tends to prevent us from admitting that we still have much to learn. Failure and success are part of the journey, but they should never define you. As you navigate through life, be aware of your ego's whispers. Challenge yourself to stay humble, seek guidance, serve others, and learn continually. So, what's your biggest takeaway from the lessons in ego is the enemy? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Feel free to drop a comment below and share your own experiences with how ego has affected your journey. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Comment. Ego is the enemy if you're ready to master yourself. Remember, overcoming ego is a lifelong journey. Let's take it together and encourage one another along the way. Until next time, keep striving for growth and stay humble. Talk softly, work loudly, let your success roar.